Assalamu alaikum, kifalik. Welcome to Gabla Games. It's a day of the week, Thursday, and we're playing Modiphius 2D20 Dune with the Sand and Dust expansion rules so that we can play a Fremen Sietch. And we're playing Sietch Abbikat, the Sietch who popped up in our first Dune game, which you can catch on the YouTubes. Joining me tonight, we have got Naib, Pete.
Hello. Yes. Aladi Sayati, the one who comes, but it's not me. Yes, I'm Naib in training of a devastated Sietch, leading sort of our team out to get revenge.
Providing the sharp end of the revenge, we've got Fedaykin Aaron, who might actually be a Fedaykin for all I know, and there's a good chance.
Shh, classified. Hey everybody, I'm Aaron and I am playing Sarak Theb, the Fedaykin of Sietch Abbikat, whose duty is to protect Sietch Abbikat against all who would do it harm. He believes that survival is our duty to God and that exacting retribution against those who have wronged Ichwan Bedouin is our greatest, is the greatest purpose, which is what we're trying to do right now.
And finally, taking his life into his hands by accompanying these desert madmen is Guild Agent Dan.
Well, that's saying it. Hi, I'm Dan, and tonight I am playing Xavier, Guild Agent and Smuggler of the Spice, and trying to establish best contacts as possible with the Fremen for easy access and flow of spice, and somehow seem to have ended up on this revenge quest.
What am I doing? Last week in Sietch Abbikat, they infiltrated a smuggler base in a large stone cliffside right next to the salt pans, right in the salt pan, wherein they had expected to find everything that they had lost, only after about half an hour inside, they found the whole place horribly infested with flesh-eating Arakeen beetles. Horribly infested with giant flesh-eating Arakeen beetles, the size of your fist, twice their normal size. And they were aggressively eating living things, not just carrion eating. What's going on?
Brief guest starring from Omid Jalili. He kind of came in as a technician and went, and then got eaten alive.
So we left off with them going down to the basement floor. I believe -2 you went down to. Mm-hmm. And when they opened the door, there were bloodstains on the wall and red sirens blaring. And everybody went, hold on a minute. We're not playing Alien, are we?
Isn't that -1 first? I thought we went to.
I think you skipped -1 and went straight to -2, didn't you?
I thought we were looking for the security office.
Wasn't it?
Oh, that was -1. So
yeah, we went to the security office first.
Yeah.
You were going to go to the security office, which is in the same. You went to the security office.
Yes, we did.
And you threw a grenade in there.
Yep.
Because it was full of flesh-eating beetles.
Yes, indeed. Lovely, lovely grenades.
So there you are, inside this smuggler base. They had the carry-all, but there have been rumors of giant ogre men and these outsized flesh-eating beetles, suggesting that there's something more going on than you had initially expected.
And if I remember right, we're currently running from a carpet of flesh-eating beetles that are chasing us.
Yes, I believe that was indeed the case. And as you're running down the corridor, one of the doors on your right-hand side, the little red light on the door bleeps, turns green, and the door opens.
Do flesh-eating bugs pour out, or can we jump in?
You could jump in. There are no flesh-eating bugs pouring out of it.
Well, that gets a thumbs up from our Dune.
Yeah.
Big cover.
Yep. Jump in that room and shut the door.
So you leap into the room, and the room seems to be some kind of lab. There are 2 glass-fronted micro labs in here, and this door leads into a corridor between the 2. In one of the labs, you can see the skeleton of a tiger-like creature, picked completely clean of any flesh. That door is open. And in the other lab, you can see 2 of your Sietch mates wearing prison coveralls, and they're kind of banging on the glass. It's making absolutely no noise at all. One of them's banging on the glass. The other one's frantically doing something at a computer console.
Can we get to them?
Is the floor of their room covered in moving
The
beetles?
floor of the room is not covered in movement, no.
Okay, right. Is there anything in here that would allow us to gain access to their room?
Well, the wall itself is glass, but it looks to be reinforced armored glass. You can't even hear the guy hammering on it. The guy on the computer, you recognize them as Amawat and Jadir, who were 2 of the Fremen ecologists of Sietch Abbikat.
Okay.
They appear to be wearing prison onesies and sat in this quite well-stocked, well-set-up lab. There's some broken bits, and there's a smashed chair by the door on the inside. Jadir is the one at the computer, and he kind of slams his hands down on the keyboard and throws them up in the air, shakes his head. You can see the 2 of them having some kind of conversation in there.
Can we see any way to get into this?
There is a door, a large glass door with a metal frame and a security console on the outside.
Can we talk to them with hand signals?
Yes, you can. Very simple concepts.
Yeah. Are you safe?
Safe here, not safe there.
As in where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume we
He points over at the door you came in through. Safe now.
How did you get in there?
He sort of shows you a massive bruise on the side of his face. Taken hostage. Brought flyer. Forced work.
Can we start looking around for ways to... Is there another door that we can get into that chamber?
There is the door into that chamber
Can we...
that's got this secure console on the outside of it.
I'll look at Xavier.
Yeah, Sirach is like...
I get the feeling I'm only good for one thing here.
Time to prove yourself again,
thing.
Fieldsman.
Press the button thing.
Seems to be a lot of this. Right, okay. I will attempt. What will it be on?
Oh. Are you trying to hack it or are you trying to hotwire it?
Hack it.
I think hacking it would probably be faith and communicate.
Okay.
Faith and understand.
If I'm allowed faith and communicate, that would be better.
Yeah, faith and communicate or faith and understand.
Equal to
It's
11.
It's a hand solo hacking the
so it is a bit like hot wiring.
Yeah.
Hey, we do we still have three momentum?
Yes, you do.
We got them from the chat.
You've got them from chat already.
Yeah.
So you could.
Can I use a momentum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna need it. Yep, there we go. Just the one.
Okay, so you start bipping away at the numbers on this console. And you get the door open, but it breaks some kind of air seal when you do. And another alarm starts going off.
too worried. I think they've got enough to worry about at the moment.
Is it drowned out by the 4 other alarms that are
Oh,
going
the
off?
alarm outside is louder, yes, but the
Yeah.
alarm in here is saying containment breach in lab 4.
Okay, is there anywhere where it says like deadly virus being released into that chamber?
Fire protocol release in 12. 11. Amawat
Okay.
and Jadir both kind of come dragging one of their legs over to where you are.
Get them out
They appear
quickly.
to have a whacking literal ball and chain
It's about to
attached
suckle
to
the
their
air out of
ankles.
the room.
Fire protocol in 6.
Get out!
5.
Come on.
If that fire protocol uses water, even I will be a bit miffed.
It doesn't use water.
So Sirach will grab a hold of one of them and like this ball and chain in the other hand and literally just fall backwards, yanking them out of the room. Either Jadir or Alwat.
All right, so can I get you, the people who are trying to get them out, to make
Yep.
a duty and move or duty and battle roll?
Oh, duty and battle, I think. Well,
Duty and battle is fine because you're dodging something coming towards you.
okay.
Dan, you could just step out of the way.
That's what I intend to do.
Duty and battle is 15, so here we go. 10 and a 6. So 2 successes.
Duty and battle is a 16 for me. And I got a 4 and a 1 for 3
Wow.
successes.
Nice.
So you pull them both back away from the door, hauling this ball and chain with them. And as you do, the fire protocol inside that lab kicks on, and it's not fire suppression. It's the opposite of that.
It's a burn protocol.
A burn protocol sweeps through the room, literally flamethrowers, everything in there.
Okay.
It is too bad that we were not able to lure the flesh-eating beetles into there for that. That would have handled it. But perhaps they'll be better. Perhaps we should just let them take the rest of the guards in this facility. They deserve to feed.
Those things
Arrakis.
must not be allowed to get out of this place.
Why, Jadir?
What are they?
What is wrong?
They have been engineered. They are bigger, stronger, more powerful.
There's only a certain number of them, and we're in the salt pans.
But if they get far enough and can breed,
Yes. Don't worry. We have. Oh, hold up the briefcase, Snook. We have our own burn protocol.
it is good.
Why would anyone breed such a thing?
They are being bred as a weapon against the Fremen.
And who is under whose orders are they being bred?
We do not know. There was a man here, and they look at Xavier.
Look like him.
Who is this one?
We have been testing him as a loyalty to the Sietch, and he has proven himself sound.
There
I
is one
vouch for
like him here,
Just
an off-worlder.
that doesn't narrow it down.
He is a rich man. He has much resource. He seeks to trade with the smugglers here for spice.
From a house or a guildsman?
He looks to be guild.
Didn't surprise me.
Did he give you a name, or did you hear it?
Lucerne.
Does that name ring a bell with me?
Make a truth and understand roll, Dan.
Oh,
2 successes.
Gets to make a free reach attack every round.
truth 6. Sorry, truth and
Understand.
10. A 17 and a 20.
Oh no, no, his name means nothing to you. The smugglers here, there is something off about them. They know too much. They are too wise in the ways of the desert. I
Do
think
you know where Do you know where they took the Reverend Mother or any other captives?
We were brought here when they found out we were ecologists and told to work.
What were you told to work on?
They have us working on soil samples, the salt flats, sand types, things we know of. But in that lab, that is where they tested some of the beetles. That tiger was alive when they brought it in.
How
I've
did they
never
lose
seen such a beast. It was enormous.
How did they lose control of the beetles?
Amawat looks a little bit cheeky at that point. I may have hacked into their system.
Good man.
Well done.
I do not have much control. I was able to open the door when I saw you passing on the camera, and I have bypassed some door controls in other locations. That is all I can do. And even that now is gone.
Are you able to tell where the beetles went on these cameras?
The beetles were in the first two labs. This was labs 3 and 4. Lab 3 was the test site.
No, I meant the ones that were chasing us down the hall. They
would be from the first two labs on this floor. We do not know how many colonies they had.
Do you still have access
are you
to the
able
cameras?
The computer is destroyed. And he points
yes.
to the burning, melty plastic. Yeah. On the upside, when the room burned, the electronic locks on their ankle chains popped off.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice. Good.
Would that be a handy weapon? Like, or could they reclamp on someone?
Maybe.
Yeah.
They don't appear to be a solid lump of metal. It looks like it is actually some kind of technological device up close.
Okay.
Possibly using some kind of gravity technology to
cool.
increase
I think Foom would probably want
gravity.
to have a look at those.
They currently don't weigh very much. It weighs about as much as like an Xbox.
Perhaps Foom can escort Jadir and Alawat back up the cliff face while we proceed.
Yes, I
Naib, he says.
Yes. This is a wise suggestion, Sorak. As usual.
I live to serve the Sietch. And you, Naib.
Do not call me Naib yet.
Mm.
I need to live to earn that honor.
As you wish. Aladi.
I've realised I've just given him like an excuse to perhaps murder me later on.
I heard you loud and clear.
Expectations.
Gonna need a big bag of lie. Sorry, Aaron, I've heard you say that in too many games recently. I'm like, oh, another big bag of lie. Here we go.
It's time.
Right, quick. Let us be about this. Foul creatures are running amok in this facility. We must find the mother and
put a blade into Hanan.
And this Lucerne, if we get the chance.
Yes.
Do we think the nuke can be set off anywhere to kind of destroy this place, or will it have to be put somewhere key?
It's do we know? Does it have on the side blast radius, megatonnage?
But funnily enough, no, it's not got a complete labeling system.
Well, we thought it would blow up the whole siege, didn't we?
It was enough to blow up the siege. So this is about the size of a siege. Okay. So
yeah, should take it.
I mean, this would be a cramped siege if it were one, but
okay.
Not to mention the fallout in the area would make this place unlivable for decades. So
yeah, so you get mutant giant beetles.
What could go wrong? Hang on, let me get the Fallout book so I can look up the Deathclaw rules.
Oh shit.
Here we go. And we transition.
Yeah, I haven't got an overlay ready. Right. Let us be about our serious business. Boom. Be quick. Be safe. Rejoin us if you can.
He nods, and they look sort of up and down the corridor outside. There don't appear to be any beetles scuttling around right now. There is a scream from another room down the corridor.
Go.
And the top half of a man comes out into the corridor before colliding onto the floor and being covered over with beetles.
Can we make sure they don't find us?
We think they may react to vibrations.
We may have to go up to a higher floor and then move over into the rest of the building.
Foom, do you have a thumper?
He pulls a thumper off his back and
go and set that somewhere out of the way, and then get not near the thopter.
I'll do it near the security office before we leave.
Sounds good.
So Foom heads off and sets up a thumper near the security office. And the three of them climb into the elevator shaft as he sets it off. And the beetles come scuttling out round the corner and head in the direction of the thumper. They ignore you completely.
Cool. Tremor sense.
Excellent.
Right, so we kind of checked out most of this floor, hadn't we? So we're gonna head. We're gonna head.
The
down.
doors on this floor are all open.
Yeah, and there's screaming people or half bodies, and
the screaming stopped now. It's quite nice.
Oh.
It's kind of peaceful.
It's just
That's
a mess
nice.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fully dressed skeletons.
I think we need to head down, don't we? Although in the short, because there's a long line and the short line, and the
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, from what we learned last time, the short arm is where we're probably expecting to find the actual enemy, but
we want to clear out the ogres or whatever it is, or
and make sure that the Reverend Mother is not down there.
Yeah. I have a feeling she's going to be in the short line, but
Me too.
We'll see. We need to clear out the dungeon first. Well, I mean, it's literally a dungeon, isn't it? It's full of ogres.
Yeah.
It's like horrible abominations. Let's go sort them out. Okay.
So you go down in one lift while Foom and the ecologists go up the other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you come down to the -2 floor. A -2 floor is a lot more rough and ready than the top 2 floors were. There's less paneling on the walls. The lights are fewer and farther between. The smell is worse.
Are there any sign of cameras like we saw on the floors above?
There are fewer cameras, but still at least one in every corridor, kind of looking along. But there's nobody in the security office viewing them at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
So unless people can view them from a second site, which again would be difficult given that you exploded the servers in the security room.
That's true. That's true.
So while there are cameras, you can't see them moving and there are no lights on them.
And chaos is like blazing everywhere. So it's kind of like we've got to go with the momentum of the...
There's a lot less chaos on this floor.
Okay.
The floor upstairs, very chaotic. Mm-hmm. You do see two smugglers with carbines and head wraps run past down one corridor as you're about to come out of the lift, and you kind of duck back in, but they keep going right past you.
They look like they were going for action.
Yeah. Like probably responding to one of the alarms from upstairs.
Right. Should we see where they're running?
Aye.
Yeah.
Sirach.
Let's follow them.
Okay.
Okay. Are you going to be sneaky following, or are you just going to like brazenly walk after them?
Pretty sneaky, I would think. I mean, we want to be unknown until we need to be known.
Okay, then. Let's have a something and move roll.
A something and move roll.
Duty.
Faith, duty.
I suppose it would depend on what your duty and your faith statements are.
I
if they're
follow in
appropriate.
footsteps he is yet to walk, and the siege
I-
must survive for the coming war.
The spice must flow no matter the cost. And there's some
My-
other spice dealer here. I want to know what's going on.
And my duty is working to protect Sietch Abbikat against all who would do it harm.
I think duty does sound like the best one.
Okay.
So duty and move for me is a target number of 15.
Mine's 11.
Mine is 16.
Wow.
Sneaked into that. I got a 14 and an 8, so 2 successes.
Got a 6 and a 15, so 1 success.
I've got 5 and a 4.
Yowza.
Nice.
So that's 2 successes for you as well. So Serac and
Does anyone
Xavier
have a move focus like stealth or anything like that?
Oh, wait, I think I do. Hold on.
Because otherwise you might have 4 successes there.
I do. I have concealment. Thank you, Pete.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so you got 4
Okay, so you got
successes. So
4
could you help
Yes.
me with one of those?
Sure.
So yeah, you end up having to
Like push me
muffle
behind a
the-
doorway or
I mean-
something at the right moment.
He is carrying all the stuff that he keeps looting off of people and a nuke. So you kind of have to grab the end of the carbine
just
to stop
imagine
it
this
rattling on a door.
Where
and-
Xavier kind of pushes him against a wall quickly to be silent, and then rapidly takes his hand off him as he realizes what he's done,
It's
and then
not
look
so
at
much
the other
him
Fremen and
that's the
go,
problem.
"Okay, please don't kill me."
The problem is the amount of stuff that he's carrying means that things can't help but knock against each other. So you're just kind of interposing your hand between the carbine on the
Yeah.
strap and the nuclear device so that they don't rattle against each other while he walks. It's not
That's-
like shove him into a cupboard and pray.
It's an
And
appreciated
Soraka-
interference. I'll let you know that.
Serac gives you a nod. It's like, well done. Well done.
So you follow these guys and they go into a stairwell leading up. And there's just a metal gantry staircase.
Okay.
And they go up the staircase and they're peering on the floor above through the door out into the corridor, and they can see the skeleton because you figure from where you are now, they'd be able to see the skeleton of the guy that came out of that barrack room
Yep.
upstairs.
Yep.
And they're muttering something to one another.
Can Serac sneak up behind one and stick a Chris knife into the base of his skull?
Well, they turn around to come back
Oh.
your way. So if you were to hide underneath the
Yeah, can we
gantry,
get under
Yep.
the.
Then,
you can either get them on the way back through or you could get them in the foot.
oh no, wait. We'll wait when they come back through, and then
Yeah, between you, you've
One
got
shot, one kill.
plenty of stealthage. So yeah, you hide under the gantry
Can
and
I
they
like
come back down.
clothesline with a Chris knife like this into the torso and
And you unleash your Fremen justice upon them. So I think this is definitely a power and battle move that we're going for.
can I roll justice in battle, since my justice is exacting retribution against those who have wronged each one?
I
dead
think
one?
that seems like a fair suggestion. I do like this ability to negotiate.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
stats.
makes sense. Yeah. Being able to figure out what's best for each individual character, because it may not be the same combination for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a target number of 15 for me, 4 and a 6, and my battle focus short blades is an 8, so that's 4 successes.
4 successes. Yowza. A very definite hit and 2 success. Both of them are a hit. These guys don't appear to be wearing any armor. So you hit them both. But 4 successes means that plus your knife is an asset, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a quality 2.
Quality
Gross
2.
knife.
So you thrust straight into the throat of the guy that you target, and he goes straight to the ground. You pull the knife back out. He's totally silent. Aladi, have you got a Chris knife asset, or is yours just a regular? Okay, so
yeah, I have a Chris knife.
is yours a quality 2 asset or a
I
quality 1 asset.
I just got a crysknife. I didn't know.
I think yours is
didn't
just
do any kind of extras.
the quality 1 then. But that's okay. That still does a significant amount of injury to this guy. You stab him in the chest and he kind of coughs and blood comes out of his mouth. He's not dead, but is dying. And he's not going to be making any noise anytime soon.
Can I search them
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
any? This is a search for sort of smuggler. See if there's anything that I can put to their smuggling circle, like which one of the smuggler organisations they belong to.
Cunning, yeah.
And
And any
Pete,
money they might have. Old habits.
Just for accounting reasons, since I'm a crysknife master and I successfully hit with a crysknife, we get an additional momentum.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you.
So Xavier starts searching the dead one while waiting for the other one to die. He's got a small bag of spice on his belt that elsewhere in the galaxy would be worth a fortune. You could buy a house with this much spice. Here on Arrakis, it's no big deal, but it's a pouch of spice, maybe a handful. He's got a couple of galactic credits. He's got a carbine and a knife, metal one.
No,
they both have
or...
an ID pass, or not an ID pass. It's not got like their name and rank and anything like that on, but they've got like a door pass thing for opening secure doors.
I'll take a spice as well.
And it looks to you as though these guys do belong to a smuggler organization that you know. They're not one of the more trustworthy ones. They're a much more mercenary outfit. These are the kind of guys that anyone can pay off. So your part of the guild don't trust them so much because someone else could just pay them more money and they'll screw you over.
Is there a guild member here then?
But that doesn't mean that no one in the guild is prepared to take a risk. Because the guild has its own little competitions going on within it as well, different departments.
Xavier,
but it's a comfort to you to realize that your department don't trust this group.
Xavier, do you recognize these?
I do. They are smugglers, but they're more of the they're not very trusted by the guild, and they're not very trusted by the houses either. These are more mercenary types. They'll sell to the highest bidder, and then they'll sell out the highest bidder for even more money.
Ras al-Sakin.
Ras
al-Sakin is the name of the smugglers group. You remember?
It's not the one I owe money to, is it?
No.
Oh, good.
Is the other guy dead? Can he talk?
He can't talk. You've stabbed him in the chest. He's bleeding to death.
Sirach just picks up his left foot, heel kicks him in the throat to crush his windpipe, says it's time to move on.
But yeah, Xavier's found these 2 security passes.
Good work. Right, so we need to go back the other way.
Yep, you come back out of the stairwell and into the ground floor, if you like, although it's -2. You hear a roar from down towards the end of the long line, near where you think the exit that would go out to the desert where the carryall is parked would be.
That's one of our ogres.
Las gun out.
Stand behind the Fremen.
Move forward cautiously. Signal like the little hand bits and winks at Sirach.
Wait, what?
So
move up nice and slow, like, mate. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna leave your ogre there, mate. I'll stab it. You come around a corner into what looks to be almost like an animal pen. There's about half a dozen large metal reinforced cages. Only 3 of them are currently occupied. One has got a tiger, like the skeleton of the one you saw upstairs, in it. It's got some kind of thick, chunky collar around its neck. One is around the corner. You can't quite see what's going on. And then in the one quite close to where you are, there is a man-like shape that's close to 8 feet tall and heavily corded with thick slabs of muscle, grayish, dense skin, a big sloped brow ridge.
Just pop a grenade in that one.
Xavier, is there any way to use these computers to enact the same burn protocols that we saw in the other lab?
Shouldn't be too hard. I'll take a look.
As you go to step into the room, Xavier, you see a small, slender figure step around by one of the cages, holding a tablet and just sort of making some notes. And it reaches in to this cage, kind of pats this thing on the knee, and it kind of grunts and shuffles around a little bit.
I'll step back and say, one of those scientists are in there.
We should
Go do your thing.
We should capture. Let's capture this guy. You sneak up behind him. I will make myself visible with the gun, and then you grab him.
Your will. And
Almost,
so Sirach moves to try to sneak around to get behind this guy, trying to stay in his blind spots.
Okay, this is going to be contested.
Ooh.
Because there are a number of things that might actually clock you. Not the scientist, they're not paying attention. But that's probably the least of your worries.
Do you want some momentum?
Yeah, I think I'll take a momentum if that's okay.
3
We've
momentum.
got plenty spare. Yeah, we've got loads.
Okay. Well, 3 will buy me 2, so I'll take it if you guys are okay with it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This sounds like a good roll to use it on.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? Move and duty? That's a 15, a target number. An 8, a 15, a 5, and a 17. So 3 successes.
Okay. The ogre creature seems oblivious to you, but as you creep past the tiger's cage, it jets forward and lunges through the bars at you with this yowling roar, slashing out at you with this paw that's about the size of your head and talons. They're not crysknife length, but these things are big. I rolled snake eyes for the tiger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, not nice for us.
Not nice for you. Oh my God, no way. 2 snake eyes in a row.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
The tiger catches you across your back and just lays your back open through your still suit, straight into your back, doing... How much armor have you got? Have you got any armor?
No.
So it does 4 points of damage to you. So I think that's going to go to your move.
Okay.
So it effectively creates an asset that reduces your move by 4.
Okay.
As it slices through chunks of your back and your shoulders and your spine.
Oh. Well, how for the viewers and for me, how bad is that?
That's very bad.
Really bad.
As a player character, the damage done is done to your stats, your drives or your skills.
Okay.
And if it is reduced to 0, that's you knocked out until you get medical attention on that. So
wow.
the fact that it's done that damage to his move will reduce his move by those 4 points as well. for current rolls until he
Okay.
gets it sorted out.
Cool.
So while there are no hit points,
No,
because
I
it
like that
directly
system.
affects your stats,
Mhm.
it brings them down. It's a bit like the way Traveller does it.
But it's like a circle of a
Life,
negative circle, isn't it? As you start
Yeah.
to get hit more, you're
you
worse,
start
so you'll
suffering
get hit
more.
more.
Yeah.
You know what this means, right, Pete?
I've got to step out.
No, I meant there's no competition. You know, the Sietch is yours.
He doesn't want to compete with me. I'm just worried if I'm not
Yeah.
naive, he might just kill me for some reason. Okay. I'm guessing the scientist will
The
now
scientist
be alerted,
notices
and
now,
I
yes,
will
when
now
the tiger
step
makes
out.
a loud noise and slashes at this stranger walking past it. The scientist notices and he turns around and he sees you step out with your carbine in hand, and he just kind of
Stay where you are.
freezes,
Put that down.
and he goes to put the pad down, and as he puts it down,
Don't do it.
he hits the pad.
I will shoot him in the hand.
Okay.
He's gonna open all the fucking cages.
You're damn right it is.
Okay. I'm going to use that point momentum that Naren Azeka just gave us to get an extra die, and I'm going to pray that the las gun, because it's speed of light, it destroys his hand before he can press the button.
I don't think that's going to work, but you pray away.
No. Right. So what is this? Duty and battle, or power and battle?
I think this is a power and battle.
Okay.
Because like, have it, blammo.
So I got 12. Right, 3 dice. Here we go. That's not very good. I got 1 success. Not very good at all.
So your blast kind of hits his hand and the pad that he was using, and the pad explodes, and he pulls his hand away, and you can see that it's singed. And he falls backwards onto his butt and starts scuttling backwards as the cage doors swing open.
So just to make sure that this guy doesn't get away while we're fighting these, as the cage door starts opening, Sirach, since he's been seen, just lunges at the guy and stabs him in the testicles. Well, that'll roll him up. It won't
That's
kill
a
him.
cold shot if ever there was one.
It won't kill him, but it'll roll him up, and he'll be on the ground for a while.
I don't know. That's a pretty nasty wound to bleed out from.
Yeah, but it takes a while.
It does.
It takes quite a while.
Oh, Pete, can you spend a
Hours.
point of threat, please?
Oh. Yes.
And I'm going to give you a point of threat to get an extra die.
Okay.
Which also
because
gives me...
that gives him extra stuff when he gives me extra threat. I'm wise to
Means
this.
we get momentum at the end.
Plus, I'll get momentum. We'll get another thing of momentum at the end. All right. A 2, a 6, and a 20, which I'm re-rolling since I can re-roll 1d20, for a 4 for a total of 6 successes.
Oh, you should
Okay,
have
so
taken
stabbing
out
him in the
tiger.
testicles was a very unwise choice because he's a eunuch and has none. However,
still a very bad wound.
It's still a horrible wound because you do stab him in a place people do not like to be stabbed. He doesn't have testes, so that's less of an issue for him, but you have pinned him to the floor
by his lower intestine.
Thighs. Shall we say?
His upper inner thigh.
His upper inner thigh, yeah. So yes, he is curled up and in agony.
So with the 6 successes, do any of those roll over to momentum? plus the one from the Chris knife?
Yes. So plus the one from the Chris knife, that'd take 3 over into momentum. Because you were going for a very small target that
Yep.
subsequently turned out to be non-existent. Pete, what do you want to do?
Run? No. I want to throw a grenade at the ogre because I assume that's a bit of a way away from everybody.
Yeah.
And it's when you say it's the cage is unlocked, do they spring open?
They don't
or is it just like
boing,
boom?
But it's like, think Jurassic Park, big metal cage, and the door lock just goes click, and it opens
So
a
it might
slight
take the
amount.
ogre like 2 minutes.
The ogre's now got to shuffle forwards, finish pushing the gate open, and step out.
And how hard would it be for me to throw a grenade into the cage from here? If I step up a bit closer and throw it in.
I think as long as you throw it in, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you get any complications, then it's going to bounce off.
Okay. Well, this is faith. I am literally praying that Mahdi, whoever that may be in the future, is watching.
It has also just occurred to me that one of the reasons I got snake eyes is because I rolled 2d6 and not 2d20.
That'll make a difference.
Yeah, that will make a difference.
Yeah.
However, I have switched to d20s now.
Okay.
Damn you, Free League. What have you done to me?
I'm gonna pinch a momentum if people are okay with that as well.
Oh yes, definitely.
There we go. So we're now.
So I tell you what, spend another 2 threat because I used the wrong dice to compensate for the fact that I used the wrong dice.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that.
That's fair.
Because I don't want to wreck on it because it's happened now.
Yep.
Right, so 3 dice, and I have got 8, faith 8, battle 8, so it's 16 or less. And I got 3 successes. Yep.
No complications?
No.
Okay, you ping a grenade into the cage and it kind of goes tink, 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 tink. And the ogre sort of looks down at it, steps on it, and it blows up. The ogre roars in pain, obviously, because you've just blown its foot off at the ankle.
Nice.
And it crashes sideways into the bars of the cage. They swing wide, and it kind of comes tumbling out, tries to stand, but can't because it's only got 1 foot now.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts sort of crawling towards you with just pure unveiled hate in its little piggy eyes.
So does it look like a human that's been like massively bloated?
Yeah, it's definitely of human origin.
But they've massively messed about with its genetic structure.
Yeah. This thing's never been like an adult human.
Okay.
This thing's been a monster from birth.
We need to put it out of its misery then, don't we?
Before it puts us out of ours.
The other cage also, the ogre, having seen the explosion, comes blundering out of that cage too.
The tiger, or there are 2 ogres?
2 ogres and a tiger.
Oh, okay. We're screwed.
Xavier, what do you want to do?
Don't say run.
You still haven't fully proved
I'll tell you
yourself.
what, make a truth and move roll.
Truth and move.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, my move is good. My truth. Okay, 14. 2 successes, 13 and a 10. Just.
Also in this room, it doubles as a secondary hangar, and there is an ornithopter under a tarpaulin.
Handy.
In here.
Has it got a gun on it?
Difficult to tell with the tarpaulin. You'd be taking a chance.
I'm going to take a chance because if it's got a gun on it, I can turn the gun around to something a bit heavier and
Yeah.
blast them to hell. So that's where I'm going.
Okay, so you're going to make a dash for the ornithopter.
Yes,
so it's going to
please.
look like you're running away.
Damn you, guildsman! I thought we were friends, Savior.
Sorry, at what point?
We're not friends. I'm too scared of you to be your friend.
By the way,
scary.
Nair and Zeka just gave us another point of momentum.
I added
Okay,
it.
cool.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, padding up behind you, you can hear, feel, see, sense this tiger coming in. It's got that sort of supreme predator confidence to its gait, where it's taken its prey down now. It's injured. It knows it can kill its prey at its leisure. It hasn't realized that you're actually another predator. So it's closing in on you.
So Sirach would spin around and then come in charge, going in low to try to press up against its underjaw and rake the crysknife along its underjaw and into its neck.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to try to do.
Momentum.
I am going to spend a point of momentum, and I'm going to give Ben a point of threat.
Oh.
For 4 dice.
Oh.
This feels more like a battle and power roll to me, unfortunately, because it's, I'm not really protecting the Sietch here. I'm just trying to outmuscle a 500-pound tiger. So my target number is only a 12. I got an 11, a 2, a 6, and a 16 for 5 successes.
Wow.
Yowza.
Look at that.
You are mean.
Well, I did, get to roll 4 dice. That makes a big difference.
So this thing comes up to you and it's about to just do that lean down and neck snap bite thing, but it's doing it kind of laconically. It's not really that fussed about struggling with you because it's taken you down, and it's totally unexpected when you spin around and you shove your crysknife up into its jaw. It roars in pain as you do so, and it pulls its head back, so you don't manage to penetrate through to the brain, but you have slit its throat, and it does spray blood all over your face. It's bleeding, and it is bleeding to death, but it depends on whether or not it will die before it can do anything to you.
Tear you limb from limb.
Tear you limb from limb, yeah.
I do thank it for its water as as we square off.
And as we've had a question in chat, yes, this is a Lhasa tiger. These are found on Seleucia secundis.
Oh, that's a cheery holiday planet if ever there was.
Oh, isn't it?
Isn't it?
And they do appear in Dune Messiah, and two of them are set on the twins.
Cool.
Pete, your
See,
friendly
those
neighborhood.
in the future are learning how to deal with them by viewing us in the past.
Must be what it is.
Yep.
Must be.
Okay, so there's 2
Yeah, Aaron,
ogres
you would
running
have
at
noticed
me.
that this thing's collar is definitely heavy-duty electronics that it's got strapped around its neck. So yes, Pete, this ogre, which is crawling towards you now, it's got a bit of a turn of speed on it. Actually, it comes kind of crashing forwards on all fours. It too has a collar around its neck, which again you can see looks like some kind of advanced electronics.
If only I knew anything about electronics.
If only.
Yeah. Where's the explodey head button?
Well, some idiot blew up the pad
destroyed
that
the
had
tablet.
the controls for that.
That's what you get. That's what you get. What's the other ogre doing?
The other ogre is still coming out into the room. Now, this one is going to lunge at you. I'm going to take...
Dear.
No, I'm not going to take a point of threat because... Oh, good job I didn't. Bloody hell.
Did you roll D20s?
I did roll d20s this time. I got a 4 and a 6.
Oh,
Okay.
So these things are a significant threat, though. So that is 4 successes.
Ow, wowzer. What can I
And
do
it
about that?
kind of bats you with one hand up against the bars of the cage. You slam into them. And I'm going to ask you to take 4 points of damage to... Well, I'm going to split it. 2 points to battle and 2 points to move, I think.
Oh, wow. So
As you're rattled and shaken and bruised by impact with both the creature and the cage.
Ow. My left side gets smashed and like my arm is a bit hurt and my knee is like, oh, and that's my dodgy knee.
The other one sees Xavier running and decides to give chase. So luckily for you, their move isn't anywhere near as good as their battle. And he only gets 1 success to chase after you. So he's following, but is not catching.
And I am perhaps increasing my speed to get to this
Minigun.
as soon as possible. I've got a backup plan. If there's no gun, I'm going to use the blades.
Do it.
Okay, so Aaron, this tiger then. It's backed off and it's much more warily circling you now, and it darts in to go for your legs. Why can't I roll this well when I'm a player? So it's 2 successes to go for your legs. You're not armored, are you?
just wearing my still suit.
I think that counts as 1 armor.
I don't. Well, if it does, then yes, I'm wearing. That's what I'm wearing.
It takes a swipe at your legs, going for the thighs to try and take out the old hamstring, not the thighs, the behind the knees, to take the hamstrings. So that's going to do some damage to your... Well, I'll let you choose battle or move.
I think move makes more sense if he was going to try to hamstring me.
Okay, what does that take your move down to?
How much damage?
2.
Takes me down to 1.
Yeah. So it does get its claws in and tear open your hamstring in the back of your knee. Hurts a lot. But it's kind of darting in and darting back to try and avoid getting hit. What do you want to do?
I jump onto its head and bury my Chris knife bring it around into its ear.
But so as it jumps towards you, you want to try and jump it as well.
Yeah, jump right onto its head as it hits me, and I plunge this Chris knife through its ear and into its brain.
Do it, as Garon would say.
And I will. I'll use a point of momentum if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah.
I think if there's any fights in this that need momentum, it's this one.
Because if I hit, we automatically get it back. So
yeah.
A 2, a 6, and a 17. So 4 successes.
Your blade goes into its ear, experiences a brief moment of resistance when you come to the eardrum, but then passes right past the eardrum through into the brain, and you tilt it forwards. One of the cat's eyes pops out of its skull as it slumps to the ground, with you kind of laying on top of it. A small trickle of blood runs down the side of its face.
And Sirach is breathing hard, and his legs are just shredded. He's like, doesn't even know how he's going to get up, but he sees the Naib the Naib to be in danger, and he knows that he has to find a way to get to him, hopefully, before he dies.
So, Naib, what do you want to do?
Well, I've been like bashed into this thing.
You've been bashed into this thing.
I'm gonna like stand up a bit and then bring the las gun up and like all over the ogre.
Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, Jason MD 2020, thank you for subscribing. Does anyone mind if I use a point of momentum?
Go for
Use
it.
them while you got them.
I use them while I'm alive. Right, okay. This is what am I? I'm blind rolling battle and
Almost any of them seem to work except maybe truth. I would go with duty, justice, or power.
I will go with duty then, because I need to survive to help
got to
Sietch
survive.
survive
Yeah.
for the coming war. Okay, here we go. So, because my battle's lower, I've got 13. So 3 dice. Oh, I got 3 successes.
Nice.
Yes, that is good. And I put it all in lasery damage.
So the blast from the las gun hit this thing.
I'll be aiming mostly for the face, hopefully, but wherever
It tries to pull its arms in to protect itself, and it's taking these big burns on its forearms. It's protecting its face. It collapses because obviously it was on all fours and it's just pulled its hands up. So it is now prone, and you have definitely done some damage, but it hasn't burned through even all the way through its skin. You can see that there is some exposed muscle, but these things are really tough.
Can I try and move away from it a bit while I'm doing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to like get sort of I'm not running away. I'm moving
backing
back.
away. Tactical withdrawal. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm backing up so I can keep shooting it, and it can't beat me to death.
But it's now kind of crawling, like combat crawl on its elbows to try and get to you. The other one, Dan, is still chasing you. So let's have
I suppose about the Thopter, yeah.
Drive. Yeah.
What, sorry?
There's not a shit your pants drive. So I guess faith and move.
Faith and move. Oh, God.
Unless you want to put power and move.
Yes, I would much rather prefer power. 15.
You did. Oh, well, there's another point of momentum.
I'll take that point of momentum if I may.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting away or is this getting into the Thopter?
This is for you to get into the Thopter.
All right.
Oh, look at that. Thanks, Egil.
That's all right. 2 successes.
So you throw yourself in through the door of this Thopter as this thing towers over the Thopter. It's like 8 feet tall. You can see it coming. You can tell that it's different from the other one, but built off of a very similar template. It's got the same
Does this
sort
thing have
of...
a gun?
It does not have a gun. Oh, the Thopter, not the ogre.
No, the Thopter.
So as you throw yourself into the Thopter, you notice that, yes, it does have a gun. You're going to have to fire up the engines to fire it.
Okay.
But it does have a gun. So as long as this thing doesn't get to you, punch through the windscreen, pull you out and tear your head off before you start it up, then you're fine. So let's start with that ogre trying to get to you.
There's an ogre in the cockpit.
What are you going to do? Actually, no, the ogre fucks up that roll quite hideously, and it gets to the cockpit and it stood there looking through the glass confusedly. Like it can see you, but it can't get to you. You've outfoxed it.
Did I throw a towel over my head?
Hide under a blankie.
I can't see him.
You can't see me.
It probably won't be long before it realizes you went in through the side. But you're safe until your next go, at least.
Oh, thank goodness.
The tiger is dead. Aaron, you're laying on top of the tiger. The Naib is backing away from this combat crawling ogre, which is still sort of trying to make headway towards him. But as it does so, it's coming close to you. So let's see if combat crawling takes it anywhere. So it's very close to where you are. but still
Who's
a way
you?
off from the Naib.
Oh, okay.
It's close to where Serac is.
Oh, okay.
You've backed up almost to the doorway that you came in through.
Yeah, maybe not quite that far. That looks like I'm running
not
away.
like running
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
but like backing away and keeping up the
Oh,
fight.
I'm just closing the door as I'm going out.
Serac is looking. He's like Xavier. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Aladi. He's like, all right, I see how it is.
There are Sietch members upstairs. I need to go and look after them.
But that's all he can do. And then the other one is going to try. Oh no, there is no other one because you killed it already, Aaron.
Yep.
Tiger is dead. So Aaron, where you go? What do you want to do?
So as part of my move action of jumping onto this ogre's back and driving my crysknife into him, I apply my poison, turning my crysknife into a quality 3 blade. And if everybody's okay with it, I'll spend a point of momentum to get a 3rd dice.
You can have 3 if you want to get 4.
All right,
dice.
I'll take 3 to get 4 dice. We'll get 1 back if I get a success.
Yep.
Going.
Saves
I
I
them.
think you're going to not get a success on 4 dice.
I know it's battle and I think duty because I'm working to protect the future Naib. So my target number is 16. A 1, a 6, a 4, and a 17 for a total of 6 successes. With a
Plus
quality,
the
with a
3
quality
from the
poison
quality
blade.
of the blade. You lunge, and you were aiming for the sort of small of its back to deactivate the push from its legs, but your lunge is a little bit more powerful than you were expecting, and you drive it in right at the top of its shoulders, just at that point where the axis and the atlas vertebrae meet, and you sever them. The poison courses almost directly into its brain, killing it instantly.
You can
And
see
goes to the ground, laying down.
Sarab puts his forehead against this thing's shoulder for just a second, and then he looks up and he goes, "Are you all right, Aladi?" You see blood just pouring off of his body.
I am going to salute Serac.
Yeah, I mean,
draw my
how
crysknife
he's doing
out.
this.
I'm going to draw my crysknife out and salute him. And then
almost
I'll
any
live.
other man would be dead. The amount of damage
Yeah.
that he's taken.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he is still able to keep fighting.
Are you okay?
Aladi, you may have to take my water. I can barely move, but I will see this battle done.
Right. Where can we
Right,
see
Dan.
can we see the ogre by the thopter?
Shoot the
You
gun,
can,
shoot the
but-
gun, shoot the gun, shoot the gun.
There's an ogre right in front of you.
Okay. And power up the entrance and blast the guy away.
Go on then. I think this is a power and battle.
Does it count as a pilot move?
Do you have a pilot move in power or
No,
battle?
I've got pilot and move.
No, because you're not really moving.
Okay. Oh,
If you were
no.
hitting it with the thopter while
Oh, no,
flying,
Power's
yes.
not bad. 7, 8, 9. Okay. Can I have some momentum if there's any left?
There are
Yeah.
2
Oh, yeah,
points of
yeah,
momentum
yeah.
left, so you could use one of them.
I will take 1.
Remember, you're also using mounted weapons rather than like handheld.
A 9, a 13, and an 18. So 2 successes.
So you kind of fire up the engine and immediately pull the trigger on the weapons on this thing. And they just start firing as you rotate it
Yeah.
round. You know in Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
when he's got the fighter and he's just sort of slowly rotating it through all of those droids. That's the sort of moment you're having. You just like, and Aladi and Serac both see this ogre kind of cut in half across the lower section of its.
I'm jumping out of the way. I'm
All
just
right.
I think he's going to
Aladi takes to the
I'm just
ground.
locked down.
Blasts are ricocheting around the chamber. Crates are exploding. The cages, some of the blasts bounce off of those. Bits of rock and dust rain down from everywhere. And after a few seconds, the clicking of the unloaded weapon that click, 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 click is all you can hear in the chamber.
Xavier staggers out a bit.
You've cut this ogre thing in half
I think
using
I got
vehicle-mounted weaponry.
Sirach looks at you right as you're coming out, gives you a nod. It's like, well done.
You don't look too good.
I am at the end, perhaps, of my walk in the desert. My legs are badly hurt. I do not know if I will be able to see this through, but I will do my best for the siege and for our new friend, Xavier.
Sirach, do not name your path before you walk it. Let us see if there is something here that can aid us. This is a place with labs. There must be something that we could use to patch you up.
So what you've got here, you've got 2 dead ogres, dead tiger, and non-functional ornithopter, and this eunuch pinned to the floor.
Oh yeah, the eunuch.
Oh, not pinned anymore,
No.
but kind of holding its leg, their leg,
Okay.
to prevent
Maybe we should
bleeding.
just gather around them.
Dan, can you make a truth and understand roll?
Ooh.
Okay. True. 6. Understand 4. Gosh. Right, here we go. Ooh.
Sorry?
No.
No. Okay. He's got some kind of house emblem on his uniform, but you don't recognize it.
Okay. House. What? As in a
Like
Great
the
house?
symbol,
House. Not.
the symbol of a house,
Not.
like a member of the
Lexi.
Landsrad house.
Okay.
Not a siege, not a smuggler.
But one we don't recognize.
Is it? And it's a bat. Can I tear it off later?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good.
And he kind of looks at you with these terrified, big, limpid eyes.
Which house do you serve?
I will serve your house if you wish.
I'll gesture at the symbol he's torn from his outfit. Which house do you serve?
I work for House von Meer. Everybody who saw our first series, that's a big dun 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 moment. But anybody who didn't, that's like a so.
I'm not sure Xavier knows Von Meer.
Von Meer is a minor house.
Okay.
It's nothing to a laddie. Where is the Reverend Mother?
The Bene Gesserit, the witch, she is kept close to Hanan and to Lucerne.
They are both here.
Yes.
Where?
Please let me heal my leg and I will tell you.
If you heal my leg first, since it is your actions that cause these grievous injuries, I will allow you to then heal your own leg.
Guildsman, there is a first aid kit, and he points over behind the second cage.
I'll go take a look.
This is a little bit more than a first aid kit. You've seen first aid kits. This is indeed a first aid kit, but it's a first aid kit with additional goodies by the looks of things. There are a number of syringes and dermal patches and liquid flesh. And if you had to hazard a guess, you would say that this is almost Tleilaxu levels of first aid kit.
I'll press the lasgun barrel under his chin and say, listen to me very closely. If you do anything that we do not trust or you do anything to injure, I'll nearly say his name and then not say it. I will take your water quicker than you can blink.
That means he'll kill you.
Yes, I have been on Arrakis for some time. I know what it means. So he starts fussing and fidgeting with like spray on skin and dermal patches, and he sprays your back and the inside of your leg, bandages up the leg. And he takes one of the syringes out and he says, this will help with the pain and will keep you moving.
Proceed.
And he jabs you in the good thigh with this hypo spray needle and injects you with some kind of liquid. And as the liquid floods through your system, you can feel the pain sort of pushed away to the back of your mind. So you have an awareness of it. You still retain body awareness. So it's not like a complete numbing. But at the same time, the pain is not an issue and it makes you feel kind of strong again. So you can heal back 4 points worth of your move.
Feeling better now. Not 100%, but feeling
not
better.
100%.
How
And I
many
need to
more
make
of
a note
these?
that you've taken one of those.
How many more of these abominations are there?
Just these two. Just the two. They are expensive.
I can see why.
Frankly, that you killed one between two of you is terrifying.
Sarakis Fedakeen.
I don't know what that means, but 2 men killed.
I will
one of our
gesture at the
Ogrim.
dead ogre and tiger and I'll say, this is what it means.
You're an
May I tend to
accomplice.
myself now.
As I gave my word, you may.
So he jabs himself in the leg with the syringe.
Oh no, that was the poison one.
Sprays the hole in his leg.
How long have you served here under this Hanan and Lucerne?
I'm just the keeper for the beasts. When they were shipped in, I came with them for the house.
What is the relationship between your house and these smugglers?
Forgive me, I am a humble technician. I do not know the politics involved.
Is Lucerne a member of the house?
Lucerne? No, Lucerne is a guildsman. Like your man here.
I'm just wondering if disguise is being used in some circles to hide true intent. Who of your house is here then?
Only me. I was sent to monitor and support the beasts as a gesture of goodwill to the Fremen.
Sorry.
Do you have a...
Yes, the Fremen tribe who work with the smugglers.
What tribe do you speak of?
They have no name. They've not shared a name with me, but they are Fremen. They have the blue eyes and they know the ways of the desert. They work with the smugglers.
And they're aware of these abominations?
Yes, yes.
Sirach would look over at Xavier with kind of a quizzical look as if, do you know what Fremen he's referring to?
Never heard of such.
Dan, you do, however, have ways of the Ichwan Bedouin.
I do. Would that be rolled under?
I've got that as well.
That's very much a truth and understand roll. There is definitely no other role it could be under.
Could I roll on that? I've got
4 and a 6.
Fremen culture as a focus.
Yes, you can then.
Oh no, 1.
Got 2.
Let me check my maths.
There is
Yeah,
only
1.
one Fremen group who have no name. There is only one Fremen group who associate with smugglers and would deal with abominations in this way. There is only one type of Fremen who would act against the other Sietches in this way.
Oh no.
And they are the cast out, their Sietch destroyed, their water spilled in the desert. They are supposed to be no more. They are the Fremen of Sietch Abbikat. And if they still live, then it is the duty of all good Fremen to seek their extinction.
I will just say to Sietch Abbikat.
The word itself is a curse on the tongues of the Fremen.
So all the enemies of the people boil here under this one
It seems.
place. Perhaps
seems.
cleansing them in the atomic fire will be worth it.
Not here.
Sietch, you don't understand. We have been guided here to do this. It is a holy mission that we have been sent on.
But they are not here.
They're not here. Where are they?
This is where they meet with the smugglers, and this is where they move from. But they have another place deeper in the salt flats, underground.
Have you been to this place?
Only once.
Do you know where it is?
I do not. I had a bag on my head. The only ones who would know where it is would be Hanan and Lucerne.
Then you must take us to them.
I don't think I'm going to be walking anywhere for some time. I can show you the way.
Yes.
Show us on your map then.
So he kind of sketches in the dirt the long line and the short line. So the long line is where the smugglers keep their rank and file, the foot soldiers, the common people. And the short line, this is where the leaders stay. They have better quarters, more water, better food, more spice. And in the short line, the same number of floors exist. The lieutenants have quarters on this floor. Then on the floor above, there is that, I think, is where they would keep the Bene Gesserit witch. And then Hanan has the whole of the top floor as his quarters. And that is where he and Lucerne would meet. I have only been there once to explain how to use the tigers and the Ogren.
Is there any particular security protocols to get into the short wing of this facility?
You can take my security pass. Just please let me live.
No retinal scan.
Not that I know of. Maybe for Hanan's floor.
Very well.
Sietch looks over at Aladi for his determination.
Oh, this dude.
We need him dead.
Be a Fremen, Pete. Be a Fremen.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if there's anything else to ask him before Sietch takes his head off. No. I'll nod.
Sirach just fast as lightning. His crysknife goes across this guy's throat, and he steps out of the arc of blood. He's like, "Your water is not worthy of collection."
Oh, this guy kind of blinks twice in surprise and then sees this fan shoot out from his neck. And he reaches up halfway and then slides over sideways as his water pumps out into the dirty straw and sand of this hangar.
Sirach walks over to the tiger, cuts out its two incisors, its two larger fangs, puts him in a pocket.
They're like saber-toothed tiger fangs on these things.
That's what I was envisioning.
Oh, yeah. This is one to tell the grandkids about.
I had thought we would be able to rescue the Reverend Mother and then leave our gift for them on our way out. However, it seems Hanan or Lucerne, whoever we find there, may have information that it is our duty to find. That is why we're here.
Yeah, Lottie, you're correct. We'll have to save our gift for the feckless Jakaratu.
Very well. Let's make for the Reverend Mother. We'll go up. I think we should go up a floor where we are. Oh no, that'll be bug infested, won't it? Yeah. So we'll have to go into the short line from here and try and avoid the lieutenants to get up to the Reverend Mother. I think that's probably, and then go up to Hanan, have a chat. If things go bad, we have a nuke.
Maybe a cup of tea.
Maybe a cup of tea. Who knows? Yeah. Find a handy shield generator that we could switch on, fly away from, and I could lasgun at a great distance. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll gather ourselves up, dust ourselves off.
Yeah.
Good work with the Thopter.
Limp and hobble your various ways towards the short line.
Yeah. I'm just kind of my left side of my body is like a bit stiff and like bruised and battered. So I'm kind of like carrying the briefcase in my right hand, and like the gun is over my shoulder.
Sirach's still suit is probably running at about 30% efficiency at the minute because most of it is bandages.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
So you limp your way around the switchback and up towards the short line where there is a stronger metal door. Looks like a up and down closing door blocking your path. This one has a recognition panel on it.
We'll use this pass.
Are you going for science guy's pass?
The House von Meer guy.
Beep, beep. And the door opens up and this sort of little waft of cool, slightly cooler air comes out. And you step in.
Freezing in there.
Freezing in here. Dan, it's almost Clement. This place has got plastic paneling on the walls. So instead of bare rock, the walls are covered in plastic paneling. This is still very much a no-nonsense kind of environment. So there are weapons lockers by the door here, ready for people to tool up to go out. There's knives, swords, rifles, carbines, all locked up in this mesh safe. So you can see them in there. Nothing particularly better than anything you already have.
Sure.
But you could have more of them if you wanted. I mean, if this was a PlayStation or PC game, you'd like take them out and like put 200 guns in your pack just in case.
Just in case. But no, Sirach is he's got his Chris knife in his right hand and his Mala pistol in his left hand, and he feels perfectly at home.
A slight bowl to his walk from the limp. And on this floor, it looks to be like there is a mess hall, like an officer's mess. We're not talking like red jackets and pinstripe trousers, officer's mess, but they've got a slightly more upmarket canteen than the proles. There's a couple of slaves.
We just want to avoid people and get up to the Reverend Mother, I think.
When the slaves see you coming, they kind of just get out of the way, vanish behind things.
Mm-hmm.
One of them comes up to you, and they've got the blue eyes, and they
I will
bow
nod for them to talk.
You are from the desert?
We are the desert.
This is an unholy place.
We know this.
Great evil is being done here. There is a Reverend Mother a floor above, and the leaders of this place on the top floor are monstrous.
In the docking ledge of the second floor in the long line.
He bows and does the hand thing, the salute of the desert.
She is our Reverend Mother, and we're here for her.
This way. And he beckons you into a kitchen.
Right.
If you go that way, you will have to go past the rooms of the lieutenants, and there will be a fight. But there is a stair.
Ah, thank you.
Go up the stair here. It will bring you into the corridor. At the end of the corridor, there is a door that is made to look like wood. And there is a cell inside that room where they are keeping the Reverend Mother. She is guarded. There are guards on the inside and outside of the cell.
How many?
At least 4. 2 men outside the room at all times. 2 men inside. The men inside have their ears stopped up so they do not fall prey to the voice. So they will not hear what you do to the men outside, but you must be ready for them as well. They have orders to kill the Reverend Mother.
Well, it's probably best for them that they don't hear what Sirach will do to the men outside that door.
The desert has her vengeance.
I am the desert's vengeance.
The man Lucerne. He looks like this one.
Yes.
He is often with the Reverend Mother. He asks her many questions. She does not answer. He is, I think, not a good man.
He is already dead.
Yeah.
He died the moment our sietch was attacked. He simply has not realized it yet.
He bows and says, "We who have been burned know how to stand back to back. There are still some here who know the ways of the desert. I will take them out to the sand."
If you can find the way back to our new sietch, there may be a place for you.
You honor us, Naib. He says it not in the sense that he knows that you are a Naib, but it's like a gesture of respect to one who has done them a great service. And he's shown you this back stairs that it looks like they use for servants to carry food up and down to the other floors.
Revenge is ours. Now go.
He picks up a carving knife from in the kitchen, bows to you again and leaves. So you head up these back stairs, and they bring you out in the short line, next floor up. The paneling in this area has been made to look like wood. It's not wood because there's no way they could afford wood. It's plastic, but it's plastic that's made to look like there's wood paneling in this corridor. It's very opulent, given what it is. And down at the end of the corridor, you can spy there are two men, and they do not look like easy pickings. These are not your standard smuggler scrubs. These guys clearly mean business. They've got partial armor. They're armed with what look to be Chris knives, and they've got blaster carbines, and they're stood watching down the corridor for anyone approaching.
What's the length of the corridor?
It's about 60 feet.
So we're like in like
where they are.
medium range.
Yeah.
Perhaps Xavier should cover us on our approach.
They will see us the moment we're in the corridor. Aladi, do we try to take them at range, or do you want me to charge?
If we take them at range, they may alert those inside somehow.
All right.
I fear the two of us must sprint down that corridor while Xavier covers us. We go low and fast.
And you see Sirach once again poisons his Chris knife. And he's like, I stand ready.
I like offer mine up, like.
Share the wealth, son.
Perhaps maybe we should try something else.
What do you have in mind, Xavier?
I was thinking more
I don't.
subterfuge.
You want to try to approach them?
Yes.
On
And
your
if
own?
I can, I'll get them to bring the Reverend Mother up here, and then you can jump them.
At the very least, he'll provide a handy distraction while you shoot them or stab them.
Yes. And if things aren't going well, perhaps it will allow you to sneak up on them more efficiently.
While he ducks and cries.
I think
If you approach them, if you can, get them to turn to face you so their backs are to us.
So, Danny, you're going to step out and walk down the corridor.
Walk down boldly and briskly and like I own the place.
Obviously, they see you coming.
Yes.
And they kind of come out of that relaxed state and into a state of readiness, but they don't recognize you. However, you're clearly an off-worlder. And the off-worlders who are here tend to be associated with one of two groups. So they're letting you approach. And you walk down the corridor and you come up to these two sort of Fremen guards. And they're both a little taller than you, and they're both a little broader than you. One of them looks at you and he says, "What do you need?"
First of all, I'm going to try and embarrass myself by giving them the poorest Fremen greeting.
Deliberately the worst you can
Deliberately
manage.
the worst Fremen greeting. Because I think I've heard it a few times around the others, but I will kind of...
Hey, you've got ways of the itch one between. You could do this flawlessly. This is like going to Japan and saying, tea ceremony, how do you feel about Tetley?
Almost like the bungling tourist kind of thing.
Yeah, one of them rolls his eyes straight away, and the other, what do you want?
Then bow politely. Gentlemen, the boss wants to see the witch.
Yes,
Please take her up there immediately.
He's in with her right now. Have you got a message for him?
He's in there right now.
Yeah. Do you need to talk to him? He's your boss, not ours.
Yes, I do.
That's why I'm here.
That's why. Yeah.
That's me. So,
If they're turning around, this is the point where you jump them.
Yes.
Yeah.
the one you're talking to turns his back to the corridor and puts his hand on the door handle
And there's a crisp knife
goes
in his spine.
to open it. And we will stop the session there.
Oh,
A cliffhanger.
That's
I
a
love
good
it.
place to
cliffhanger,
leave
oh
it.
boy.
Oh, wow.
That was cool.
So thanks very much for joining us this evening for part 3 of Sietch Abbikat. We will be back next week for part 4. Coming up later today, we've got Acton Cthulhu on Gablag North America.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, Nye is going to be running an episode of Monster of the Week. So it'll be the first Anderson verse Point Trail Monster of the Week episode that doesn't have Agent Anderson in charge. So it's going to be a chaos fest.
I think it's all going to take place inside Agent Anderson's mind.
Yeah, that looks totally be cool.
Distinct possibility. So come along and check us out for that tomorrow. And then next week, we've got Tuesday, Roads and Ruins.
Yes.
We now have multiple roads and multiple ruins.
We do. And you
A
guys just
great
survived
big
an awesome battle.
buttload of treasure.
Yeah, that was cool.
A second level great big buttload of treasure. So don't get your hopes up.
That's not a buttload of treasure in Pathfinder. That's just like keeping you up with the Joneses.
Wednesday next week, again, we've got Lex Arcana.
I think
No, we haven't.
I think it's every
Other week.
Every other week, yeah.
So there isn't Lex Arcana next week. I was wrong. And then we're back for this again next week. So do swing by and join us for that. Find out what happens when the Jakarutu guy opens the door. Dun, dun, dun.
Done.
Otherwise, thank you very much and good night.
Night, everybody.